Yo, everybody. Generic B here. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Vanilla with me, Generic B. Hey, so I know it's back-to-back day. Yeah, you're coming, aren't you? We gotta talk about you. I think, this is my theory on this, unless he came through the portal. Like, if I put on the thing, right? 8. See where it says light? So I think if it's below... Oh, there's a spot right there. Oh, I can fix that. Hold up, let's try it. And... Oh, perfect. So that's where he spawned, was right there. That one little dirty dog spot. Well, oop. Yes, perfect. Okay, well, that's good to know. I was sitting there wondering, you see where it says light 10, 9, 10? So supposedly if it's below 8, I think it's below 8, not 8 or below, then we're good to go. Okay, so that was the thing. Now we know. So every time there's a fifth one, that's when it gets down to 7. Today I learned. All right, so, hey, guess what? Back-to-back Minecraft. I moved my thingamajig over back where it is temporary, but at least I moved it. I know the enchanting's going to go over there. And I got to fix this wall up, and I'm slowly starting to move this temporary storage to another temporary place just down the way. That's going to be one of my next projects, I think, is a cobblestone storage and the smeltery, I think, is what I'm going to do. But let me show you what I did. And then today I got something like a little bit different. I was thinking, as I was doing some stuff in my creative test world, usually what I'll do is I mentioned this before, I'll take a copy of this world and I'll move it over, and then I'll make it a creative world, and that's how I can kind of like design things exactly how they should be, and then I take screenshots and stuff like that. But I was trying to figure out a secret door, and it's very simple, super simple secret door, but because of the situation and the position of it, I was having a little bit of a difficult time, and so I thought I would maybe show you. There's an emerald. I would maybe show you. Ooh, I've got Zanzibar on me. I would show you on camera how I go about trying to solve that problem, and then maybe that will help you guys as you're doing your own redstone stuff in your world. So as we do this, keep that in mind, and then let me know what you think about that in the comments. We won't do it all the time, but everything fine? Okay. But I thought it might be a little different. So here's what I've done so far. It's not finished. The one downside of these minecarts are they're kind of loud. And you can go into the music, and I think it is maybe ambient environment. Like if I crank that way down like that. But then I think, yeah, see, that makes the doors really low too. But let's listen. Wait for it. Still loud. Still super loud. I don't know. Anyways, that's the one downside of it. The other side is I really wish that I could figure out a way to make it to where I didn't need these pistons to turn the little thing. I don't have any room underneath to do it, unfortunately. Like, this wiring is there, so it's like I had to turn the block sound way down in order to make it to where that wasn't super annoying. But it's whatever. Let me show you what I've got down here now. we've made ourselves. Oh, okay. Who? Oh God, I thought that was a zombie. Oh, I thought that. Okay, so this is the wood spot, and all I've got, I'm gonna drop it. Hey, are you coming? No, you're underground. You can't. There's a cave right below us. Let's do one more. Okay, there is a 1x1 chute where the dropper is now pointing down. Hey, I'm trying to talk to people. Let's just turn. Well, no. Music. Hostile down to 50. I might as well turn everything down to 50, right? That might help. Well, that didn't help at all. The, like wood or charcoal or whatever drops down here, goes into a hopper, which then goes into that dropper, or hopper, chest, hopper. And the only reason for that is just so we can store more stuff. Now let's put this back where it belongs. Let's go kill this zombie. Dude, where you at? Where you at, though? Boop, boop, boop. Where they at, though? Nope. Okay, maybe not. So what this does is if there's anything in the hopper, that means, hey, I'm ready for pickup. So that will turn on this guy, this little comparator, powers this block, which turns the torch off, turns that off, and therefore turns off the powered railing. And so, like, let's say we had, do I have anything that this thing might want? Let's just put in a string, it won't matter. So it's gonna go through, and it was just long enough it picked up some stuff. Like I could put in more stuff. We'll do that, because we gotta go pick it up anyway. Just to show you how it works. Stop moaning, you stupid zombie. Hate them. Okay, and so you notice it doesn't turn in until it comes back. Okay, it picks it up. Goes on its merry way. And then if there's a spot for it to drop off, it'll drop off. We did the exact same thing back here. This is, oh good, I gotta get this thing anyway. This is the chicken farm. So now any type of like feathers, eggs, or cooked chicken will go down in here. Ooh, there's some. Do I have a... I'll get that later. So it'll do the same thing. Now, this thing operates too fast. Like, it's doing it too often. So I think what I'm gonna do, oh, you know what? Hold on, let me stop it. Because it's gonna have a thing. What I could do is I could have, oh yeah, see, like here's some chicken. I will take that chicken and an egg, but I don't have a place for it yet. So it's just sitting there in the minecart for right now. I could set this up to like a daylight timer to where every time, like once a day, it would go and do its little run. But I think instead I may just do like a really long, like a hopper clock or something, hopper timer, where when it goes back, it'll just count down. And so maybe it runs once every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. Because it doesn't need to run all the time. We don't need to hear that garbage all the time. But okay, so, and then I pertified this up a little bit. I really like the look of this dark oak with the slabs on the top like that. And that also looks really good with sandstone. So for sure I'm gonna have to make something in this base with that little combo. Just made some little kind of trees in the thing, you know what I'm saying? It looks nice. I like it. I'm gonna put you in here. I've got a Unbreaking 3 pick, which I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna use this guy because we're gonna go a little faster today. And just so we don't have to hear this malarkey, I'm actually gonna stop. I'm actually gonna stop it and just take it with me. Okay. Just while because we're going to be working around in here, and I know you guys don't want to hear that business all the time. All right, so that's what I've done. And now I want to make a secret door, like an access door here, because I don't want I don't want to block myself off totally. And in case something goes crazy and I need to go and see what's wrong with the inner workings, the guts, I want to be able to get in there. So we're going to do it together on the camera. I know I'm going to need some of that, and that, and that, and that. And I'll bring some of that. That should work. And I've got 3 of these pistons. I know I'm going to need some of those. Gonna need, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we need 6 pistons total. I need some cobblestone. Blurp. I need to dump off this stuff right here. Bloop, bloop. Okay. All right, that should be good for right now. And then we'll grab some wood. I know I've got some somewhere. Here we go. That'll work just fine. All right. So, foist things foist. We need to make enough of the guys to... Oh, picker. Let's go ahead and do that. Bloop. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Get rid of you. Take this and our 6 pistons. Hiya. Okay. Good, good, good. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out a spot to put it. And I think what I want to do is I want to be able to push the button there and open a door right here. And then it'll go off, and then we can go and do whatever, like probably have some stairs like that or something, where we can go up or over, or we can even go down here. Can you tell I'm like a little paranoid about stuff spawning? Just a little bit. Okay, so that's the first part, right? Like, I know the input and I know the output. I know what I want it to do. So then we're gonna build just the basic. I wonder if there's a lot of gravel around here. How did I know? Let's do this. And the reason I'm doing the simple piston door with you guys live on camera is because when I was doing it as in creative, I was running into some serious problems, and I started thinking, I was like, I bet that this is a common problem for a lot of people. Square peg, round hole. How do you fit what you want to fit into the right spot? So we know this is the hole. So 1, 2, bloop. 1, 2. Okay, so right there is where we want the button has to go in somewhere. And then we're gonna say, I'm gonna dig this out. And we say to ourselves, okay, let's do the standard old 2x1 sticky piston door, which we've all done a million times. There's nothing new about it whatsoever. We'll put one of those. We're going to put a polished andesite there. We're going to take these guys. I'm going to, just for giggles right now, I'm just going to throw that on the ground for giggles. No. So let's, I got a glare on my screen like you would not believe. And it is the worst right now. Give me a half second. I'm going to close my window. Woo, man, it's bad. Okay. Much better. I couldn't handle it. So I could see every single little smudgy fingerprint all over my place. All right, so, ooh, let's take those. Thank you. So we know the easiest way to do it is if we take a redstone like this, and we put a repeater just like that. Put it on, I think, just 2 ticks like that. Then that should be enough. If I grabbed myself a lever, like that, we're just going to test the first part. Boom. Right? So that's in. And we're good, and we can go on in. Now, real quick, for those of you who don't know how this works, it works kind of like a double extending piston in a way. So as long as this gets powered first, this is like this redstone is ready to power a piston whenever it comes into its place. Then after a little bit of a delay, these two will power, which will cause the 4 pistons to push that out. But by the time it pushes this out, this one's ready to go, so it pushes it in. Then, when you turn it off, the reason you have to do that is the exact opposite. You have to turn this one off first, so it retracts the door, and then these depower, and so it'll pull the whole thing in. So, then we look at it, we go, oh, hey, brilliant, look at this. Boom, boom. Oh, we did it. We're amazing. And we go, let me push the button. Except that is the complete opposite of what we wanted to do. So then you think about it and you go, okay, no problem. Let us put a torch on its place. And we say, oh, but wait a minute. Okay, well maybe I can make it in time. I did it. And now I'm stuck. Now you could, of course, put like a pressure plate or something like that, and that would work just fine. Or you could put a lever right there. But what you really, sometimes you're a bit of a perfectionist. Or you could move the button somewhere over here and give yourself plenty more room, stuff like that. But if you want it exactly this way, then you say, all right, we got to do some thinking. I need to turn this button into a lever. We do that with a T flip-flop. And a T flip-flop is they call it a flip-flop because it flips on and off whenever you press the button, right? So then we sit there and we go, all right, let's think about this. All right, I'm thinking somehow we have to fit a T flip-flop into this space. And there's different types of T flip-flops you can do. Like Mumbo Jumbo's got a really cool one with a dropper. There's one where you can take a couple hoppers and put them side by side. But the problem is we've got this input right there, and we've got this switch, or this input right here. We don't have a whole stinking lot of room. So that's when I start thinking, and I start looking. And I go, okay, here's one that we can do. We have to build ourselves, unfortunately, 2 more sticky pistons. Let's do it. I'm gonna need, or do I need more? No, I have plenty. Let's build 2 more sticky pistons. There we go. Put our redstone. Put these guys in here, just like that. And I've got almost everything I need. I know I'm gonna need one of these things, so I'm gonna go do like that. All right. So let's build it out here for the minute. One of the things you can do is a little 1-tick pulse. And so if I do something like this, this is where it pays to know all of the basic circuits in the game, because then you can manipulate them in ways that make sense to you, right? So if we go like that, and we put one right there, and if we are cool enough to have a button in our life, we are not. I use a lever. No, let's use a button. Buttons are better. Do I have a single smooth stone in my life? Oh, you know what? I'll take that. Don't tell anybody. All right, so this little guy is a 1 pulse generator, and I'm going to put a dirt block. Did that not do what I expected? There we go. Right? So what it'll do is it'll power this, powers this guy, which powers this block, which causes immediately that piston to shoot up. So it's like it's powered just for that split second, 1 tick. And so this will be 1 tick, which will then cause this guy to go real quick. And it'll leave this block wherever it is. So watch this. If I go, it happens so quick, even though this is sticky. Try it again. See how quick that is? So we could use this as a T flip-flop. But notice how big it is. This is kind of large. But maybe, just maybe, if we're smart enough, we could take the essence of this guy and do something with it inside that thing. So inside the space that we have. I think we can do it. Grab you. Let's go. I'm going to put... Where'd that button go? Ah, there you are, my friend. I gotta remember that I have these buttons. I can use them for inputs to do something. All right, so we know we've got this guy, and we know the button is over there. So maybe like the next thing we do is we can put the repeater right here. Oh, boy, that was some lag. Hello, lag. That was weird. And I might need you actually. Let's do that. And we're gonna place this guy right there. So now we've got our little 1 tick, right? But then check this. Uh-oh. We don't have a spot to place it. Okay. Because before we had a block here and we can go. This is where we've got to change things up a little bit. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, all right, well, technically, we don't need that block in between. We can just put a block right there, or a piston right there. Because this will be powered just for that split second, which will power that for a split second. Right? And then what happens if we put a redstone dust there? I mean, a redstone block there. So let's look. I have to hit it. Uh-huh. Right? Beautiful. This is going to work great. So now, you could sit there and go, okay, what happens if I did something like this? All right, I'm going to get rid of this guy. And you go, yeah. This should work because at the T flip-flops, it'll go out, it'll depower, so it opens. Hit it one more time, it'll come back and it powers. But it doesn't. And here's why. Watch this. Huh? What happened? Something didn't work right. Okay. So the reason for that is when these redstone blocks are really strange in how they work. When they are in the process of moving, they don't send redstone. So since this is it's only when it's stopped. So this little weird thing right here is actually continuing the 1 tick pulse all the way to right here, which is causing those guys to it's causing the time to go off really weird. So what we have to do is something like this. Boom. And so now this is off because this one won't power that. But when it's over here, it's on. But this is going to keep it. And we may have to change the timing on it, but I don't think so. But this will turn it back into a normal signal, not a one-tick signal. So let's try that sucker out. And, it's closed. And it's open. And it's closed. Oop, gotta hit the button. And it's open. So then we can go through, we can fill in the majority of stuff. Actually, I think our best bet would be to do something like that. We can close these guys off as we go, and then have something where I just go on through. Right? So I thought that might be something a little interesting for you guys, because that is definitely, like, if you looked up T flip-flop, or if you looked up hidden piston door, or anything like that, you would not see this design. Why? Because it's not the most compact or technically correct design out there. But it's the design we needed because it fits the bill. Because it does exactly what we need in the space we need. And sometimes you just have to change the design in order to fit the container. It's like that law of gases, you know what I'm saying? No, but so that's kind of interesting, right? Something as simple as a door, and that's why, again, going back to something like this, I would have never done this with the redstone block going over to change the thing. I would do just like every normal person would do. I'll show you how I did it right over here. You know, by default, it's going that way. When you hit the detector rail, it turns this off, which turns these off, which then turns this back on. And so that gives it plenty of time to go the other way. This is perfectly normal. That's a very common and simple way to do it. And then if you needed it to go the other way, then you just wouldn't invert the signal, and you would just put a block there and some dust going down. That's normal. But sometimes life doesn't treat you fair and doesn't give you the space that you need. Or sometimes you really need to make it to where you have to make it too wide tileable. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's no way I could have found to make this to where it could go, it could be too wide tileable, because it kept changing both of these at the same time, which is fine over here, like I mentioned in the last episode, but not fine here, because if it changes them both, they'll just keep on going. So, yeah, A little bit of food for thought for you guys. That's going to do it for this episode. It's just not something I would have normally made an episode on, but I made some progress, A, and I wanted to show you guys, and B, I just thought that might be something that would help some of you guys out. Let me know in the comments if that is of interest to you, if you want to see more of those in the future. Not that I do a whole bunch of them, but if that type of outside the box, thinking on the fly, square peg round hole kind of helps you out, let me know. All right, so that's going to do it for me, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again for all your support and likes and loves and comments and everything on this series. You are definitely the lifeblood that makes this channel pump, and I love you for it. Hey, until next time, take care, brush your hair. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.